Earlier today, Donald Trump was at the Politics and Pancakes breakfast with Matt Lauer, and he was talking about, or trying to, connect with the working man by saying that he's had a very, very hard time, especially when it came to people telling him, no, you can't do that. You can't do that, Donald. Oh, yeah, he says, I can do that with gumption, hard work, and my dad's $1,000,000. Watch.
Life really has been a no, and I fought through it. I have been, and I talk about it. It's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1,000,000. I came into Manhattan, and I had to pay him back, and I had to pay him back with interest. Into Manhattan, I started buying up properties, and I did great. And then I built the Grand Hyatt, and I got involved with the convention, so I did a good job. But I was always told that that would never work. Even my father, he said, you don't want to go to Manhattan. That's not our territory, because he was from Brooklyn and Queens, where we did, smaller things. And he said, don't go to Manhattan. That's not our territory. But he was very proud of me. But all my life, I was told, no. Even for this. I mean, they said, oh, what do you want to do it for? Don't do it. Don't do it. You're against professional politicians. So far, I'm not impressed.
So, wait. So he's going to say, well, I did great, right? Other than, yeah, I guess, I agree. Okay, you did good. You're worth a lot of money. All right. Now, you did go bankrupt 4 times, but hey, whatever. And you already had a famous name, and you had $1,000,000. So, what that says to me is that you could already do pretty much anything. Or you could not do anything at all and still be actually incredibly successful. See, someone with $1,000,000 could put it in the bank and live off the interest alone. Live pretty well too, right? So Donald Trump is pretty much, he was born on third base, and then he claims that he hit a triple. Well, now Matt Lauer noticed this, right? And so he's going to follow up with this question.
By the way, let's just put this in perspective. You said it hasn't been easy for you, but my dad gave me $1,000,000
No, he
loan.
didn't.
That probably is going to seem
You're
pretty
right.
easy to a lot of
You're
people.
right. But $1,000,000 isn't very much compared to what I built.
Right.
I mean, I built one of the great companies, but it's always been, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. It's always been that, and that's what I want to do for the country.
It's pretty easy to do whatever the fuck you want when your dad can afford to loan you $1,000,000. I'm just saying, especially for something that he believes that you can't do. Well, I don't think you should do this, but I do have this spare $1,000,000 lying around. Here, why don't you just try it anyway? You'll probably fail, but it's only $1,000,000. I mean, come on. Really? To me, this is like giving credit for somebody who, didn't just waste their fortune on hookers and blow. Good job, I guess. Great. I mean, at least you're not Paris Hilton. At least you did do something, right? At least you did get successful and create jobs, but you started out way, way ahead. Now, I don't understand what he expects. Do you want credit? I don't know, I guess. But think of it this way. There are millions of people out there that work hard, that have good ideas, right? But they don't have $1,000,000 backing them. But somehow they still make it. Maybe they don't get rich, maybe they do. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. But the point is that a lot of people, most people, do not have the advantages that Donald Trump had. And to say that it was hard? Really? Really? Look, I think it's important to point out that this disconnect, right? Because that's what people in the top 1% don't really understand about everyone else. And about some of the criticism of the 1%. Instead, they're offended, like it's some sort of class warfare, right? Oh my God, we're being unfairly targeted. They're demonizing us for being wealthy. Why do they hate us? It's because they're jealous of our wealth. No, it's because you have all the wealth. You've been stealing it. That's the problem here. And pointing out how certain people start out with a major advantage in money and family, I'm sorry, that's not class warfare. Class warfare is actually preventing people from moving up by kicking down the ladder. Class warfare is making it harder for the average person making less than $30,000 a year, for example, to make ends meet by slashing government programs or preventing a living wage. Class warfare is telling a single mother working her ass off at 2 to 3 jobs that she's the problem with the economy. And trust me, there are people out there that blame single mothers for the bad economy. And that poor people, well, they've got a culture problem, as Paul Ryan would say. Oh, they have a culture problem. They're lazy. That's why you're poor. It's not that you don't work hard enough. You have a culture problem. That's it. If only you were as talented and savvy and well-educated and as hardworking as us rich people, you would be rich too. And that is class warfare.